Lexus claims that the RC name stands for Radical Coupe. Well, this model's primary hybrid engine is certainly very different to the conventional power plants its competitors offer, and it'll deliver you taxation savings that are very different too. As for the car itself, well, it's been subtly improved in this revised form, but its appeal remains much as before, with an extra dimension of class that offers a change from the usual German prestige branded choices in this segment. Those cars are usually simply sleeker versions of existing saloon models. The Lexus RC isn't like that. If you're after something different in this class, it has its own very distinct appeal.
The RC 300h hybrid model, that's our focus here, uses a 2.5 litre petrol-electric engine, putting out 220 horsepower. That's a higher output than the obvious German diesel rivals offer, but it's somewhat blunted both by this car's prodigious weight and by the somewhat frustrating drive characteristics of the belt-driven CVT auto gearbox that all Lexus hybrids have to have. Once you stop expecting this RC to be an out-and-out sports car, though, you'll bond with it much better. At a cruise, it's in its element with class-leading refinement and now enhanced aerodynamic stability. Plus, we're very impressed with the improvements that have been made to ride quality. Those are courtesy of new shock absorbers and suspension tuning that's borrowed from the brand's larger LC Coupe. This F-Sport variant gets an adaptive variable suspension and adaptive damping setup, which allows you to tweak the ride via the settings of the standard Drive Mode Select driving mode system. On commuting journeys, this car feels imperiously superior to its segment competitors. And like all Lexus and Toyota hybrids, it can be driven in three ways. By the electric motors only, as it is from start off for up to 1.2 miles, with just the engine, if you're giving it full throttle, or more usually with a combination of both. During deceleration and under braking, the engine switches off, and both electric motors act as high output generators, recovering kinetic energy that automatically recharges the batteries for the next time that the hybrid system is able to switch back into electric only mode. That explains an efficient set of running costs, which see this RC 300h delivering a WLTP rated combined cycle fuel figure of 45.5 mpg and an NEDC rated CO2 reading of 114 grams per kilometre. That emissions figure helps with a benefit in kind taxation rating that could see you saving a huge amount over a comparable diesel engine rival. In other words, you have all the ingredients for what might arguably be the most sensible sporting car you could buy. One of the key reasons you might want this car lies with the way it looks. This mainstream version inevitably does without the resting machismo of its high-performance RCF stablemate, but it'll still turn heads. In terms of the changes made to this updated RC model, well, you'd really have to know the car quite well to notice them, or get this facelifted version parked next to an original. Then you'd pick up the revisions made to this distinctive double-spindle grille. From the side, the low-profile styling still looks arresting, seemingly shrink-wrapped, with three-dimensional curves that seem to change in appearance and effect as you move around the car. It's from the rear that this improved RC design is most easily identifiable, thanks to these restyled LED combination lamps with their more pronounced L-shaped lenses. Okay, time to take a seat inside. At the wheel, the leather-lined cabin remains deliciously different to the German class norm and its statement of style, and Lexus has carefully embellished it with details like this smarter central analog clock and these more supportive sports seats. All variants now get the Lexus Premium Navigation System with this larger 10.3-inch screen, although that means that you have to have this fiddly remote touch interface controller mousepad, which is awkward to use. The instrumentation that you view through this satisfyingly grippy three-spoke wheel remains a real cabin talking point. Now, it's based on the layout used by the brand's old LFA supercar, with colours and graphics that change according to the driving mode that you select via this silver dial just here by the auto gear stick. Press this steering wheel button and the central dial slides neatly to the right to reveal an information panel. It's lovely. Right, time to try the rear, and that's accessed via doors that are so long it'll be hard to fully open them in a cramped car park. Even by the standards of the mid-sized coupe class, legroom's tight. Still, none of this will be of much interest to typical RC buyers who, if they use these seats at all, will only press them into service for children or for designer shopping bags. Outback boot space is a touch restricted too. This RC 300h has just 340 litres. In the non-hybrid V8 powered RCF model, it's 366 litres. On the plus side, should you need to accommodate longer items, there is a 60-40 split folding rear backrest, which will allow you to accommodate those longer loads. But do bear in mind that you don't get those on the V8 powered RCF. And in summary, well, this remains an interesting, more individualistic choice in this segment, and arguably a rather clever one, not least because with diesel now a dirty word in some sections of society, this RC 300h model's self-charging hybrid power plant has become even more of a significant selling point. As a result, a certain kind of buyer will like this Lexus very much, and we can understand why.